Good evening and welcome back to Mystic Matters. We are the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce. Good evening, Tricia Walsh.
Good evening, Suzette.
It's been a great summer so far.
It has. It's beautiful. There's people out about, hopefully spending lots of money in our chamber member business shops. And
We were just talking about Route 1 being busy, Route 27 being busy, and you know what? That's great for us because it's great for the Golden Triangle. It's great for businesses on Route 1. It's great for businesses in a downtown location.
Absolutely.
Right. So we're gearing up for the Art Festival.
Art festival, sidewalk sale. There's so much going on. You just have to check mysticchamber.org on a regular basis so that you can stay tuned to everything that we have going on because we're adding new stuff all the time.
And speaking about adding new stuff and adding new businesses, I think you can do the introduction to this wonderful business that we're going to be introducing right now.
Okay. Well, we are very excited to have one of our newer chamber members, QC Healthcare. Christine, the owner, is here along with Melissa, who is doing public relations along with
business liaison, marketing, quality assurance, a little bit of everything with QC Home Care Solutions. Yes,
Okay, that's fantastic.
Great.
So this was a dream of yours, Christine. How did this all? I tell you what. How did this all happen? How did it all start?
Sitting on my back deck.
Okay. I've had a lot of ideas sitting on my back deck too. I hope it included wine.
It did actually,
Okay.
and a phone call.
All right. Well, it was sitting on your back deck, but there's obviously a need. So why don't you take us through the process and how this all came about? From the deck.
From the deck. And a phone call. Just having a conversation with a friend that knows how I am and my personality and the things that are important to me and my dreams, and thought that I would be really good at serving this population. I was a pre-med major, I've worked in nursing homes, and consulted for doctors. So I've been in the medical field for a long time, and it was just something that I always thought I'd want to do, and I absolutely love it.
And when did you start it?
I started my own business, which was a consulting firm in 2003, and then opened up the home care agency in 2008.
Wow. Well,
Wow. Now, so what is it exactly that you offer? What types of services do you offer? And do you have one facility where people come to you, or do you go to them?
We offer all non-medical services. We work with the VNAs and the hospices in the area for their support services. Also for the family members for their support services when a family member comes home from the hospital or from a nursing home. Our main office is out of Basra. We have a remote office in Glastonbury as well. Melissa works out of Florida, and she comes directly from there. We have a couple other girls that are in Florida and work right from Florida.
yeah. It works
but
well.
Melissa.
Yeah,
Florida.
Florida. Yeah,
We're here in Groton, Connecticut.
I know that.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Well, I just relocated to Tampa last year.
All right.
So with the agency, I've been able to work from home remotely, and then I come up every 6 weeks and work in the office and go out and see all of our clients. And so I'm actually busier when I'm in Tampa working for the agency here, and then I come up and follow up on everything that I've made arrangements for.
But we're talking about this agency, but
Yeah.
what does the agency, I mean, is it dementia? Is it Alzheimer's? I mean, what is it?
We have, it's companion homemakers, but we specialize, we hire CNAs, so we have certified nursing assistants. I was recently certified through the Alzheimer's Association to train every caregiver in our agency in Alzheimer's and dementia care. So they'll all be certified, and we tend to specialize. A lot of the elderly, every 6 seconds, somebody is diagnosed with Alzheimer's and dementia. And yes, and a lot of family members, they get burnt out. They have caregiver stress. They are taking care of this person that is, escaping from them. They're, really losing their mind, living in the home. And most people grew up here. I mean, that's why I keep coming back. I grew up here. I grew up on the shoreline. That's why I still remain coming back up here. So most people want to remain in their home. They don't want to be going into a nursing home or being institutionalized like they used to do many, many years ago. So we provide the services of bringing caregivers into the home that specialize with people with memory loss, and we take care of them in their homes, providing whatever assistance they need in the home and for hands-on activities of daily living. We'll help with errands, we'll help them bathe, we entertain them, provide camp companionship, and it allows them, some of them are living at home if they have early dementia, they're living at home alone, but if they also have, if they're living with a husband and wife, it gives that person a break to get out and still be that husband and wife and not just that caregiver. So we do tend to specialize in that, and that's something that we do very well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned that you had an office, like your main office in Basra, and then another location in Glastonbury. What is your reach of service? Do you cover all of Connecticut?
Yes, we do.
Wow. And how many employees do you have?
At one point, it was about 62 caregivers,
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
and then there's about 5 office staff.
Well, I'm going to get right to the nitty gritty here because we're talking about dementia, Alzheimer, and the need for care, home care services. So is it because the baby boomers are the largest generation and the need is really increasingly, I mean, it's almost at critical mass, or are we the baby boomers taking care of, let's say, our parents and on down? So I don't know who can answer that question. So it's twofold, the baby boomers and the baby boomers taking care of their parents. Because, I mean, if it's baby boomers taking care of their parents, that's one thing, and then the future is the baby boomers.
Right. I think I actually, on our website at qchomecare.com, I actually have a quote up there. I'm actually part of that sandwich generation which you're talking about. That's what we call ourselves. We are at the age where we have children that we're taking care of, and we also have mothers or fathers that are still remaining at home, and we're also taking care of them. And nowadays, in this economy, in this type of lifestyle, we're not fortunate enough or unfortunate enough to remain at home taking care of our family. Everybody needs to work. So, that's what's happening. We're able to assist those that are taking care of their parents, and like I said, husbands or wives taking care of, those that are still living with them.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah, I am fortunately one of those sandwich
You are the
generations.
sandwich
I am,
generation.
yes.
Yes.
With my mother, who also has some early dementia. So this is
Okay.
very dear to me that we specialize in this. Yeah.
Okay.
So you had mentioned that you have programs coming up, correct?
We have our open house tomorrow in our new office that we just moved into at the end of May.
Okay.
We have a Dub for You walk, which is our nonprofit entity, which is Discreet Undergarment Banking for You, which is
Want to
for
repeat that again?
Discreet Undergarment Banking for You,
Okay.
which is the DUB for you. And that helps people in the community, disabled and elderly people that maybe can't afford to have disposable undergarments. It's a nicer way to put a diaper bank.
Right. I mean, that's a very credible and a nice way to put it, but really it's also the reality
Right.
of it. You know what I mean? You said it very nicely and eloquently, but the reality is this is what
Right.
they need.
So we have that, and we're doing a walk, our first walk in September, to help raise some money. We have a van for a handicap, and we also do deliveries of the disposable undergarments all around the state. We've actually even reached out into Massachusetts to deliver them.
Now, do you coordinate with other groups like Alzheimer's Association and Meals on Wheels, like other organizations that kind of can mirror your efforts or work with your efforts?
They do. Senior Resources and that group send an awful lot of people over that are in need of the disposable undergarments. We also, like I said, we have the transportation van, so we're able to help people that need transportation. We're reaching out, we're just starting to reach out a little bit more to people, whether it be hospice, where we can get people back and forth for treatment that otherwise couldn't afford it. What else are we doing?
Oh
There's
my
a
gosh,
lot.
yeah, we forgot, with the transportation van she purchased, it's a 13-passenger van, so we're also able to reach out, and anybody with larger groups, we can do transportation for social events, and those that, it has 2 wheelchair accessible seatings, you know, you can bring it on, so we've been able to do a lot of transportation and non-medical. You know, otherwise they're calling other, you know, ambulance companies, and we're able to provide this back and forth to appointments or shopping or anything that is, you know, along those lines, and they can call us, and we have a separate transportation phone number or extension they can call, and, you know, they would just push number 4, and then we would take their information, and they can, you know, give us dates and times, and we can make those arrangements to pick them up and bring them where they need to go.
Now, how does one qualify for this type of service and find out? I mean, is it through, you know, a hospice agency where they say, well, you know, we know home care solutions can help you? I mean, how does one find out?
Well, QC Home Care, we do a lot of advertising. We have our website, we have a Facebook, a Twitter, and we do also, like she was saying, do get a lot of referrals from hospitals and physicians' offices, senior resources. Alzheimer's Association does a lot of referrals for us, and you know, word of mouth. We have a really great reputation out there, so somebody might go and see all of our caregivers, if comfortable, if the family is comfortable. They're dressed in scrubs, you know, nursing. And they might ask, oh, who is that great person that's with you and assisting you? And then, you know, word is spread, oh, I want somebody like that to come and help me also. So we get a lot of referrals that way.
Do you match up people with certain clients too? I mean, to their personalities, Christine?
Yes, we have care teams. We don't just do one person because everybody gets sick, everybody needs time off, and they need to regroup just like the family members do. So we do care teams, and we do try to take into account their age, personalities, qualities, things that they like, enjoy. Somebody might be a great cook. On the other hand, somebody's, you know, good with crafting. So we try to take all of that into account when we're matching up people.
Is there a dedicated number of hours that you give to people too, or how's that assessed?
We have a minimum of 3 hours.
Okay.
Outside of that, the families can ask for whatever it is they want. We do up to 24 hours. I'm not crazy about doing live-ins. We will do that if the family really, really wants a live-in. I think that they get burnt out very quickly.
Yeah.
And I think it's hard to have a live-in. You get too comfortable with the person, and it just becomes, I think, not a very good situation.
Well, the patient and the caregiver. The
Absolutely.
patient's relying on the caregiver, and the caregiver is not so much relying on the patient, but is becoming very close.
Right.
And that sort of spins out of
Control.
You know, control, and there you go. Then you have a burnout situation
Which is
all the way around.
Which is why we're there for the first place is to, you know, assist if there's a family member there, to assist and to break up some of that monotony and that caregiver burnout. So if somebody is, like Christine was saying, if somebody is requiring 24-hour care, though, we definitely can provide 12 hours and then 12 hours. So it's still 24-hour care, but not just somebody, you know, living in the home, and, you know, but like she says, we keep it to a caregiver team. We try to keep it 2 to 3 of our employees, so they do still form relationships, and they do.
You can't help it.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
And you know they do.
And you
get
should
to care.
form a relationship.
Absolutely,
you know,
of course.
That's-
Yeah.
You wouldn't be in that kind of job if
Right.
you didn't care.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned that your caregivers are CNAs, correct?
Majority of them.
So, is this all private pay for the families, or can they go through insurance for some of this? Or?
No. Well, yes, they can use their long-term care insurance, and this is actually Christine's expertise on this on private pay, and then there's also a couple grants and resources that Christine will help do some research and help the families with. So.
Yeah, if they fit into a specific category for dementia, there are some grants that are out there. So I try to investigate as much as I can with talking to the family members without finding out too much of their information, because that's not really what I need to know. And I direct them to having financial help if it's out there.
Because I can imagine that, you know, over time, if this was a 10-year process, that it could become extremely costly to the family, but very needed as well. So
Absolutely.
Now, before we were on the set, you talked about, you know, the future of QC Home Care Solutions, and we talked about fundraising. If there was a sort of a 5-year strategic plan out there, what kind of fundraising would you see yourself doing, or how can people be of help to support this organization outside of getting the word out there, which we are Mystic Matters, and we're going to get that word out there, but.
I think our fundraising efforts is definitely is concentrated on our non-for-profit entity, the DUB for
Okay.
You,
All
the
right.
Discrete Undergarment Banking for You. The transportation side, but and the home care solutions, the home care, is the private pay and that type of funding. But our efforts would definitely be to assist with the funding of the transportation van for the deliveries of the undergarments, and also
And this is a very this can be a very expensive van. I mean, let's not talk.
Right,
I mean,
no,
the equipment on some of
exactly.
these vans are very, very expensive. so-
exactly, and it costs. There is such a need out there for the undergarments, and an elderly person living in their home are making choices of leaving the home because they can't afford to put on their Depends or put on their Poise and buy their medications. So it can lead to depression. It can lead to urinary tract infections because they're not receiving enough supplies. So we Christine have found a great need for being able to assist these people that can't afford these. And in being in the home care agency and in the industry for 10 years, she's realized that there's people living in their homes that aren't able to really live their lives and get out and enjoy things because of this one particular issue of incontinence. So she founded the DUB for You, and I think that's where our fundraising efforts would be, is to raise the money to buy the supplies to be able to service so much more of the people that are in need. We are going to be starting with the Gemma Moran. You were talking about other agencies. Gemma Moran,
Great
who
agency.
offers the food bank, and we will be teaming up with them and also the Yukon Extension, and offering to get the word out there for recipients, people of need. So when they're coming we'll be in Groton, we'll be in Stonington, and so they'll be coming up to the Gemma Moran food van, and we'll be there also. And they just, as a recipient, they just need to give us their name, their age, and where they want it delivered. We don't need to know much more. I mean, based on the amount of supplies, there may be a financial, cap. If they're making under a certain amount,
Right,
then we'll be able
right.
to supply it. But we've been receiving a lot of support, and our inventory can go up and down depending on our fundraising efforts.
Right.
So that would be, and it's the more
So that's the side that
supplies
you
we
want to
rec-
come in from.
Yeah, the more
Yeah.
supplies that we receive, the greater that we can help everybody out here. So
well, and I
Yeah.
think that it must be somewhat of a relief to be able to go to a place like that and see that the undergarments are available versus having to reach out and ask.
yes,
That's a good point,
You
Tricia.
know,
I
if
think-
they
Absolutely.
see it, and then
Right.
it's like, okay, it's not as maybe taboo or embarrassing.
Right.
as you would
absolutely,
think
and
it
that is
Well-
right. That is, and I find that quite often.
Right. Well, kudos to you, Christine, to recognize that there was a need and to give back the people the dignity
Yes.
and the
Which is
pride. Because certainly, when we were talking about this, I'm thinking, really? I mean, I'm just thinking to myself, how would you go about asking for something like that? And even a family saying, hey, listen, can you, supply some diapers, for my mother and my father. So, thank you for giving back the dignity to some of those people that, and that. I mean, raising money for diapers, okay? I mean, that's just, I think you've got something there, and there's an awareness there, because people raise money for a lot of things. But you've got this is sort of a different appeal, and
And there
it's
are
gonna be
diaper
catchy.
banks for children, and there's a lot of them.
But you never really think that's supposed to be a
adult.
natural thing,
Right.
you know.
But
Well, it is
it's reality.
natural to the adult too.
It
It's
is.
just not. Like I said, I think it's a little taboo, a little embarrassing or uncomfortable, and so I think that this is, so great that you guys are doing this. Now, you were mentioning that there was 3 hours minimum for the if somebody wanted the services, and can that be like they could do it once a month and go on a field trip someplace with one of your employees?
Absolutely.
question.
Yep.
Okay.
It can be once a month. It can be per diem. It can be regularly scheduled. We have people that come here from Massachusetts and go to the casino, and we meet them at the casino, and we keep the wife.
Yes,
That's kind of
exactly.
neat.
They go to the spa. They go get the massage. They do that and keep the family member busy and active, so that the spouse can enjoy themselves and not feel burnt out, but still know that they're right with each other.
Right. But what a relief for the family. This is, I mean, to me, this is a great option for some rest. And knowing that there are people that are, professional people that are taking care of, the parents or an elderly person. But I do have a question. Is it just elderly? Is it
Not
did I just
necessarily.
ask a key question?
No.
It is, the majority of it's elderly.
Okay.
We do younger people. We've done children, disabled. It's tough in this economy for people that are under 65 years of age to have the assets that are needed for this, which at that point I
Right.
would direct them to programs that are available for them,
Okay,
and
yeah.
help them get onto programs that are available out there for them, which is why I haven't done one this year, and I just spoke to one of the girls in the office about setting it up. It's an afternoon of knowledge, and it's a forum of about 9 women that get together, and we go around the state and just inform people of things that are out there. One's a Title 19 specialist, one's a respite specialist. There's reverse mortgages, and she will talk about the pros and the cons of doing it, and speaking to each person individually as to whether that's something that really they should be considering, because sometimes it can be the wrong thing to do. Like I said, there's 9 of us, and it's been really good. The Alzheimer's Association goes with us, Senior Resources goes with us. So we've been reaching out, doing that as well, just because there's information, and I find a lot when people call me, they're in the crisis mode.
Right.
And they
right.
should be prepared
This is
long
the last
before
resort.
that.
Okay. So it's not only preparing for, and if you're doing your homework, preparing for that future, but is there some preparation preparing for, let's say, somebody like Melissa, where she's in the sandwich generation, someone like you taking care of an older or start of an Alzheimer? Is there somebody that you can talk to at Home Care Solutions? Or no?
To talk to as far as counseling, that
To
kind of,
talk
or
to as far as
information?
information to get ready for your parents.
I think you would be able to definitely call Christine, and Christine
Okay.
does the entire intake, and she'll gather as much information and definitely send you out to whatever resources that need to be. Christine makes a point of meeting with every single one of her clients and family
Okay.
members.
So it's a one-on-one.
It definitely
Okay.
is.
I
yes.
guess that's where I'm getting to.
Yes.
And I just have to ask, because you cover such a huge territory, you have a very large staff, about how many clients do you have?
We're growing every day.
Yeah.
I want to say now maybe 30, 31, 32.
Wow.
Wow.
Right now, well, there may even be a little bit more at this point. We service, right now, our clients that we have, we're servicing all the way from Clinton down all the way to Pawcatuck, all the way up to Stores, across to East Hampton. We're in Cromwell, New Britain, Wyndham, Middletown,
South
Durham.
Windsor.
We are South
Wow.
Windsor. We will yes, we cover everywhere. Our office is in Basra, but our caregivers, I do the majority of the hiring and interviewing, and Christine meets with them also. And we'll hire employees that are certified nursing assistants that, and you know, that are in those areas of people of need, that need home care services. So
That
Yeah.
is just, that's a wide range.
Mhm.
Okay, so
but
there
there's
are,
such a need. So yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
that's, I was looking
Mhm.
at some of this, and Hannah had emailed both Tricia and I some of the questions, and that's what I was thinking on, coming over here was, basically that baby boomers, and you're
Yeah.
right in the middle there.
Absolutely.
You are probably the prime, the type of family that's looking towards this, and this type of home care solution is
Absolutely.
really modified and made for somebody like your family.
Absolutely, definitely, because with me working on a full-time basis, it's very important for me to maintain my job and take care of my children and be involved in my immediate family, but still making sure that all of my mother's needs are met.
Yeah.
So I am able to have somebody that could come in and help her with general housekeeping, companionship, taking her to her errands, helping her every morning get up and showered and get dressed, or coming in the evening helping her get ready for bed and it's reassuring to me knowing that she's being taken care of on a daily basis while I'm still needing to take care of my immediate needs
Wow.
at home.
Wow.
And those are the type of people that we are servicing. Exactly.
This is an amazing business, and I'm so glad that you both joined us to share more about it and to educate the public about what you do, because I think, like you said, it's already crisis time
right.
before, by the time people reach out. So hopefully they will take some of this information, start thinking about it, and start reaching out before it gets to that.
Remember that, Tricia, as you look forward to parents.
I've already
and
got you covered.
and very good friends of parents. I'm not just saying that. Well, let's just say we got the information. Let's just get the information out again, your website, how it can get in contact with you. So, Melissa, I guess from the business end, let's get that information out.
Yes, the name of the agency is QC Home Care Solutions, and Dub for You, DUB for you. We're in a brand new location at 322 Fitchville Road. We have some just new signs that just went up. Our website is www.qchomecare.com, or we also have www.dub4u .org, and phone number is 860-383-2290. Yeah. I never call my own number. So.
You're on the iPhone and you just press it.
Exactly.
Well, Christine, thank you for your vision, and thank you for coming this evening. Good luck to you on your business.
Thank you.
Melissa, we wish you all the well in sunny Florida, but come back and visit us again, and thank you for your business knowledge. And Tricia, I'll see you next week.
I'll see you next week.
I hope so. And we are Mystic Matters, the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce. Good evening.